All right, so today I'm going to be making a video about Pablo Escobar and just kind of his life before and during and after being one of the world's um greatest, I guess you would say, drug kingpins. So Pablo Escobar was born in December 1st, 1949 to a small scale farmer and a teacher as the dad was the farmer, the mom was the teacher. He was born in Colombia. Um, and then through his early kind of childhood years and then young teen years, he was he stayed out of trouble for the most part. But then in 1966, Escobar dropped out of high school with his cousin to pursue bullying on the streets. I don't know if that means actually physically going around and bullying people, or if that means working with drug markets or other street businesses. But then after dropping out of high school, in the late 1960s and then early 1970s, he ended up returning home in hopes of studying law. And with this law degree that he was going to get, he was hoping to become a politician. His main final goal was to become president, but ultimately, Escobar's family's lack of money had this dream shut down. And I mean, this kind of goes back to some of these other classes I've taken so far, talking about how social stressors can play a role in deviant behavior. So I think this is just one of those things where his family couldn't give him the means to his goal. So he decided to get rid of that goal, becoming a president, and he wanted to use illegitimate means to make this large sum of money. Um, So after this dream fails, his criminal life began with just robberies and kidnappings. This was able to earn him some money, but it wasn't earning him these big dollars that he wanted in order to live a luxurious life. So in the 1970s, he founded the Medellin Cartel, and this cartel would end up making him one of the richest people on Earth. As you see there in 1987, Escobar was listed on the Forbes richest people list for the first time, and then he ended up staying on that list until 1993. Um, the way Escobar could kind of stay in this power and become this just larger than life kingpin was the fact that he had the Colombian government in his back pocket pretty much through this power, through this money. He was able to buy off and bribe a lot of Colombian officials, which allowed him to um, stay out of custody. And then those that denied these bribes that he offered, he ended up just killing. So, I mean, you either take the money and work with him, or you don't take the money, you keep your morals. But I mean, morals don't have much. You don't get much benefit from morals in the afterlife. So, yeah. So then, yeah, through the 70s into the early 90s, he just continued to build this empire. Once again, a major event happened in 1989 in which he had a bomb placed on a plane to kill an informant. This ended up also killing 100 other individuals. So, like I said before, Escobar, he was known for killing informants and witnesses that were getting in his way. Um, and then in 1991, Colombia banned the extradition of its citizens. So this pretty much made Escobar immune from any legal troubles as long as, he stayed in Colombia because no, Colombian government wasn't going to capture him and send him anywhere. So he was safe in Colombia. But then in late 1991, he was ultimately surrendered himself to authorities and so he was in custody finally, but in custody, I mean, he lived a luxurious life. He was able to build his own prison, and I mean, this had everything you could need. Like this was just a very luxurious prison, so he did not live a bad life in custody. But then while authorities were trying to transfer him to a new prison in 1992, Escobar was able to escape custody. and he was able to be on the run for about a year. And then in 1993, on December 2nd, Escobar, when trying to evade authorities again, he was killed in a shootout. So Escobar, in a global sense, was viewed as a very bad human being through all his actions of just killing. And then, I mean, he is one of the main problems for America's war on drugs and just drugs being distributed within the U.S. So, not viewed as a great guy, but then you have these local communities that he worked with within Colombia. I mean, they viewed him as this Robin Hood figure. He funded projects that allowed for the infrastructure to build and housing to be built within these communities. So a lot of these local communities, and I mean, I would think even some Colombian officials, I mean, I guess through fear, would regard Pablo Escobar as a good human being. But on this global stage, Pablo Escobar wasn't viewed as a great human being. So yeah, that is the life of Pablo Escobar and his um kind of place in that drug trafficking world.